Hi everybody, today's video was just going to be a little tip that I had heard of and tried out for myself, and it worked really well, so I thought I'd pass it on in case you hadn't heard of it. It's really just about rehydrating or reactivating paint pots. This is color tattoo, gel eyeliners, and something that I found that worked really well. I tested it out on this one. This is Bad to the Bronze, and I was just finding the texture was getting way too dry. It wasn't applying as nicely as it did once upon a time. So I just went ahead and added in a few drops of Fix Plus and stirred it up and re-patted it down, and it works really well. I think it's been about 2 months since I tested it out, and personally I find this applies nicer than it did when I first purchased it. So I have one other one now that I'm finding is a bit dry, so this is just the Barely branded. It's not completely dry, some still comes off, but it's not very creamy, so I thought I would give that a shot. So I've already cleaned. What I had is just a little piece of a broken spoolie. I have some rubbing alcohol. I've cleaned the spoolie, and actually the end of, I just sprayed that with some rubbing alcohol is in there, and I've just sprayed the end of the brush. Now you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I just found that it was helpful for me. You do end up having a little bit of, there is a little bit of waste, if you will, after you stir it up, but it's insignificant. There's so much product in here, I don't know if you'll ever really finish it. So I just used Fix Plus. I put in 2 little drops that are just sort of rolling around on the top, and I just decided I would stir it around and just check the consistency. It's kind of making, you know, a little bit of a mess, but it's staying within the pot. I don't want to drop it. So here, that's it. It's pretty much, it's like now I've turned it into quite a little ball, and I can feel that it's getting softer. I didn't want to add too much. I'd rather just add a couple of drops and then see how it goes from there, how I feel about the consistency. So I'm finding it's feeling soft, but not turning it to be too runny. So I'll just try and give it a little bit more of a mix, and then scrape off as much as I can off the little spoolie. And like I said, you do end up getting a small amount of waste, but that, you know, you can't completely wipe it off. I'll just put that on the tissue. And then the other time I just went and used the bottom of this because it was flat, and I just started to kind of reshape it in the pot. And I can feel it is so much more creamy, and it's going to be much nicer to use. So that's basically what I've done. I'll just keep working on that, and I'll just show you how it looks at the end. Okay, so I just finished patting it down to look almost like it did before, and I just cleaned up the edges with the tissue, and so it's not smearing all over the cap, and it looks like it's ready to go. I would say that this is going to be a dream to apply. I'm just going to take a little bit on the end of this brush, and often I use this type of brush to apply, and I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand, and I can feel just there's no tugging on my skin. It's blending out really easily, and I am looking forward to trying this tomorrow morning. Another tip that I find it's helpful is when you obviously put the cap back on tight, and then I always store mine upside down. Personally, I removed all the labels because I thought it was prettier to look at them without the labels, and I can see the color better. So anyways, that was my tip, and it's worked for me. I swear by the one that I've already done. I've also used it in the past on my eyeliners, and they've stayed nice. So if you don't own Fix Plus, I'm not saying run out and buy it, but maybe your girlfriend has some, and you can ask to use a few drops and see if it revives your stuff. So anyways, this, you know, hopefully this was helpful, and let me know if you try it out. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Bye.